Well, I told our kids this morning at shoot-around we had to have some bounce-back ability after the other night against a really good Ohio State team. You're not gonna beat a lot of teams that shoot 63% from the field and 63% from the three-point line. But looking back, I think what disheartened me the most was our effort, our body language at times, kind of giving in to defeat. That's not going to be us. We're going to have games where we fall short, but it's not going to be because we lack the effort, we lack the heart, we lack the determination, or the fight that you have to have to win basketball games at this level. And I thought today, we changed up the lineup, not intentionally. Laren has been sick. She was sick against Ohio State. She's continued to stay sick. Didn't go yesterday. And then Taylor Agler tweaked her ankle 2 days ago in practice and is just not as mobile as we need her to be. But I thought our three freshmen for their, Ty's been starting obviously in Cahill, but I thought Jess Walters came in and did what she's been doing for us off the bench, and that's really given us some really good minutes. I thought Alexis was terrific tonight, 16 rebounds, playing two positions. She started at the 3, and then we can put her at the 4, and there's a luxury of having a kid like that. So I'm happy. I'm most happy for our players. And just the way that we've had to deal with the last 2 days or 2 games of Purdue and Ohio State, of just bouncing back and staying together and staying resilient, knowing that it's a long season ahead. I thought we came out today and did some really good things.
On Thursday, you talked about kind of a need for a calmness and a toughness to win in the Big Ten. Do you see more of that today?
Well, at times I think. And the way we roll is when we get it going offensively, when we hit some shots, it does something. It does something for a lot of teams, but particularly our young basketball team. I think everything changes when we feel good about, we get points on the board early. I think we are in a situation today where we kind of separate ourselves. We got a lead there. I thought it was, we were in a game, not that it was never, they were always within reach, but I thought that we were in control. And I thought Tyra did a great job of playing the point today in the absence of Laren early. But then again, Laren comes in and she's just a natural for us as a leader and in running our team. So I thought the calmness was there today. Obviously, it's defensively, Wisconsin's not what Ohio State did to us and what Purdue did to us. I thought, like I said, I was most proud of the fact that when we got our lead, we kept our lead. When we needed to get the stops, we got them. So to say that we were calm today, I think it had a lot to do with the fact that we were in our groove, hitting shots, and we felt pretty comfortable and confident. And that helps us.
How did you manage Laren? What was the expectation in terms of what level she was at?
Well, we just I told her she was just going to have to let us know when she needed a blow. And, as of yesterday, she didn't know if she was going to be able just to play, if she felt as lousy as she did. The good thing we did yesterday is we went early. So she had all of yesterday afternoon, and then she didn't go today at shoot-around. We just tried to conserve her energy for the game this afternoon, and we just decided that we were going to completely just go based on how she felt. She looked a lot better than she did yesterday, I can tell you that, and she felt a little bit better. She didn't feel 100%, but she felt better enough to get in there and play some really good minutes for us. So give her credit just for her toughness. We had to manage her on the sideline, but one thing about Lair, she's a competitor and she wants to help her team win.
How bad was she? Was she like?
I don't know how to. she looked, I mean, she was pale, if you can believe that. I mean, she really looked wiped out. I mean, her eyes, everything. She had no energy level. And she's been nauseous. She hasn't been able to keep food down. And I think that's part of the reason why she's lacked some energies, because she has no fuel in her body. And so one of the things she did do was she started feeling lousy. Like I said, she was sick against Ohio State and then returned the next day. And I designed a pretty intense practice and thought that she wasn't going to be able to withstand it. And she was in there for the 2 hours. Maybe a mistake on our part. Maybe we needed to let her to relax a little bit. And then showed back up yesterday before the men's game. We shot from 9 to 10. She did that, and then afterwards she was completely exhausted. So we went back, practiced in Cook, and gave her the afternoon off. And so it's she's still not, like I said, far from being 100%. But I think between tonight and hopefully a day off tomorrow, we're getting her some tests done right now just to see if it's nothing more than just the flu.
I mean, there was one play, the shot clock was running down, she hit that jumper, and then Amanda had that three-pointer that kind of gave you guys a real distance. So, I mean, what was it like to see her kind of push through all of that?
From a coach's standpoint, I guess I'm not surprised. And Lauren is a true competitor. She wants to play at the next level. She loves the game. I think it was going to take more than flu-like symptoms to keep her away from playing. But I will say this about Lauren. She cares enough about her team that she's not going to put our team in a position, if she's not 100%, and it's not going to be good for our basketball team, she's going to be cautious of that. But again, I saw her right before pregame, when they were warming up. She came in and she looked the best that she looked in 48 hours.
After the game against Ohio State, what kind of changes or adjustments did you make defensively, if any, or did you see more effort?
That was it. It was effort. We had decided as a staff that one, we felt like we could match up with Wisconsin, player to player, and that we were going to go back to what we've been hammering away from day one, and that was man to man. And we didn't even talk about zone for the last 2 days, and that's been part of our repertoire. I mean, we've played a little bit of man, we've played some zone, we've played a 3-2, we've played a 2-3, we've played a triangle and 2. So we've really tried to mix it up here in the last, since Michigan State, Purdue did the same, Ohio State did the same. And we decided that we were going to go into this game and really challenge our kids just to play one-on-one basketball and contain their person, contest shots, and keep them off the boards. And again, I think that probably helped. That helped us in transition. That's been our Achilles heel. Our transition defense has been poor, and that's one of the things about being able to go right into man-to-man is that it's natural versus going back into a man or in transition and trying to find your spots for a zone. So I thought that benefited us today. But it had more of the challenge was more about effort, effort, determination, heart. As I said to them with our fans, they came out and supported us against Ohio State, and we took a really good beating, and one of the things I know about fans is, and we have terrific ones, but sometimes they give you, a do-over, and I was hoping that our fans would come out today. And they did, and support us. They know that this is a young basketball team, and one of the things with young basketball teams is we're going to be unpredictable from time to time. But give our kids credit, like I said, with bouncing back today. Any Big Ten win is a good win. So we're going to enjoy this one. Have a day off tomorrow. We got a kind of an off or a long week here before we go to Minnesota, and hope that we can get our troops healthy.
You guys didn't shoot it particularly well in the first half. I think you guys were around 30%, 38%, but you got the free throw line, 12-13. So how important was that?
That's so important, John. And we keep, there's several things we keep telling them about your shots not falling. First, it starts on hanging your head on the defensive end and your ability to rebound the ball. But secondly, two things I think have to happen. You got to have post touches and you got to get yourself to the free throw line. And give our kids credit, like I said, for we had great looks tonight. Jen Cahill, we couldn't have got Jen any closer to the basket. She was frustrated, but one of the things I love about Big Jen is that despite struggling offensively, she comes down and has three huge charges today for us on the defensive end, which again tells you a little bit about, when things aren't going well offensively, there's always parts of the game, other parts of the game that you can help your team be successful. And I thought she did a great job in the second half in particular on that end.
Thanks, guys.
Anything else? Thanks.